Okay, so 3, 2. Okay, so I hope that first video was useful to you, just with regard to getting set up to write some object-oriented code in Python. Just a quick recap, the main ideas were that you need a class in order to build an object, and the class contains more or less a blueprint of what the object will look like once it's instantiated. Instantiated is basically means once the object is created. So we have a class and then an instance of a class, which is an object, just to clarify any terminology I may use subsequently. So I'm going to just go through another example now. So we have, as you can see, sort of like the shell of a wizard class. So out of that, we will create one or more wizards. So why don't we just get into it? So I'm going to call the first wizard W1. I'm going to instantiate W1 by calling the wizard constructor. And I will give him a name, it's Gandalf, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really up on my wizards, but I do know of Gandalf. So let's just test this out to make sure it works. There's a speak now. We haven't defined that yet. I will just print W1 name. So basically this should just print out Gandalf. Gandalf. Right? Okay, so that's what I expected. It looks okay. All right, so now I'm going to write some function code so that this wizard can actually do things. First, notice that I have passed in to the init function, the initializer function, just the value name, really. I mean, self is always passed in, and name gets bound to the object. So that's why you see Gandalf in here. And that's why I printed out Gandalf. But self.spells isn't passed in. And you might think, okay, why not? And I think the idea is that you could do that, but you'd have to basically pass in all the spells at the time of creation. And so I just wanted to basically give the object like an empty dictionary for spells so that we can look them up by name. So the idea is that the name of the spell is the key, and then the value is the spell body that you say when you want to do something. So, all right. Let's write the load spell function. This one shouldn't be too difficult. So as you can see in the function signature here, that it takes a spell name and a spell body, right? So what we'll do is say self spells, which is a dictionary, we can assign to it, right? We can give it the spell name as the key and the spell body as the value. So what I will do is say W1 load spell. Then I will say, let's see, generic and then do I have any? And because they're like, I don't want to get lost in a Harry Potter site or something like this where there's millions of spells, but so I'm just going to make up a spell. So oh, English to Latin. English There we go. So the idea is just, it's sort of a joke, obviously. So if we load the spell, by the way, this is, yeah. So if we load the spell, generic is the key, and then projectee, this generic, it's obviously some of this didn't translate, but the body is the value. So let's just try to print out the spells dictionary for k in w1.spells.iter keys, which is basically like saying for key in all the dictionary's keys, print, and then I want w1 spells. Okay, so basically it's getting every key and then using that key to look up the value in the spells dictionary. So let's see if this works. Let's see. Oh, that's because I gave it a dictionary, but it actually is just looking for two values, right? So now this should work because ultimately a dictionary is one value, and you can think of it that way. But now I need two, so I'm giving it just on the left name and then body. Let's try this again. Okay, so it looks like there's one spell, and this is the body of it.